All right, let's talk about starting a podcast. You've got the idea, but where do you even begin? Today, we are diving deep into a course called the Podcast Launch Strategy. It claims to be the ultimate blueprint. But the real question is it the real deal? Let's find out. You know that feeling, right? You're driving or in the shower, and this amazing idea just hits you. You think, man, I should totally start a podcast about that. It's such an exciting thought, the idea of getting your voice out there, sharing something you're passionate about with the entire world. And then, bam, reality check. The second you start Googling, you're hit with this giant wall of technical jargon, a million different opinions, and a sea of confusing advice. It's enough to make you say, you know what, never mind. And that brilliant idea goes right back on the shelf. And that, right there, is what we're going to call the podcast launch problem. It's this confusing, frustrating maze of microphones, editing software, and tech hurdles that stops most great ideas dead in their tracks. And this is exactly where people just throw in the towel. First, you spend hours, maybe even days, falling down a YouTube rabbit hole trying to pick the perfect microphone. Then you download some editing software and it looks like the cockpit of a spaceship. And even if you get past all that, you still have to figure out how to actually get your show on Apple and Spotify. It's this vicious cycle that usually ends with people either giving up or paying for some super expensive monthly subscription course. So, is there a way to break out of that frustrating cycle? Well, this is where the Podcast Launch Strategy course comes into the picture. It offers a completely different path, a single, clear roadmap that you pay for just once. Let's see what that actually looks like in practice. To really get why this course's model is a big deal, you gotta look at how things are normally done. A lot of the big learning platforms, they run on a subscription. We're talking something like $65 a month, every single month. And here's where the math gets a little crazy. That $65 a month adds up to more than $780 a year. And you're just renting the info. The second you stop paying, your access is gone. Poof! But with this course, it's around $49, one time, and you own it forever. It's a huge shift from renting knowledge to actually owning it. And that's what we call an educational asset. It's not a bill you have to worry about every month. It's a tool in your toolbox that's yours for good. For anyone starting out, especially on a budget, that's everything. It gives you the breathing room to actually focus on creating your show without that financial pressure hanging over your head. Okay, so the price is right, but is the content any good? Let's peel back the layers and see what's actually inside this thing. The cool thing here is that it's not just a big, random dump of videos. It's an actual roadmap, step by step. You start with the most important thing, your idea. Then you deal with the tech. And only after that foundation is solid do you move on to the launch. It's designed to completely eliminate that feeling of, okay, what am I supposed to do now? So what do you actually learn? Well, it gets you super specific. You're not just making a business podcast. Nope. You're making a podcast on marketing for Etsy sellers. It explains all that confusing tech stuff in plain English. It literally walks you through getting your show onto the big platforms, and you even get access to a community of other people who are in the exact same boat as you. Now, talk is cheap, right? So to really put this thing to the test, the reviewer did something pretty cool. They ran an experiment, basically pretending to be a total newbie, trying to record some professional-sounding audio for the very first time. So here's what they did. They grabbed one of the recommended mics, super affordable, under $100. They followed this simple checklist to get it set up right. Then they used the step-by-step video guide to edit the audio in Audacity, which is totally free software. And the best part? No confusing tech speak. It was all simple, direct instructions. And the result? Get this. In less than 45 minutes, from scratch, starting as a complete beginner, they had a clean, professional, broadcast-ready intro recorded and ready to go. Now that is a pretty powerful result. So yeah, the audio sounded great, but the real win here? The time. Think about all those hours you'd normally waste going down YouTube rabbit holes, trying and failing and getting frustrated. This whole process just replaced all of that. All right, we've looked at the problem, we've seen the promise, and we've seen the proof. So what's the bottom line? Is this course actually the right investment for you? Okay, let's break it down. The good and the stuff to be aware of. On the plus side, that A to Z roadmap is clutch, and the no monthly fee thing is a genuine game changer, especially for beginners. Now, on the flip side, the videos aren't going to win any Oscars for cinematography. They're functional, not flashy. Also, this course is all about the launch, not so much about scaling to millions of listeners later on. And, like with any online course, you gotta be your own boss. You have to actually show up and do the work. So, who should actually buy this? It seems perfect for anyone flying solo, like a coach or a small business owner. It's especially good for complete beginners who just feel totally overwhelmed by the technology. But hey, if you're already a pro, if you know what an XLR cable is without having to Google it, or you're a seasoned podcaster looking for advanced marketing tips, then yeah, this is probably going to be too basic for you. So the final verdict is pretty clear. If you've got that idea burning a hole in your pocket and you are serious about getting your show out into the world like within the next month, this is an absolute must buy. Look, at the end of the day, a course like this is just a tool. It's a blueprint. It handles the how and gets all that annoying tech stuff out of your way. But the what and the why, the story, the passion, the voice, that's all you. So the blueprint is right there. And the only real question left is, what are you going to build with it?